Yeah. Okay. I did not take it. It's not there. I'm sorry. I did not take it. Anyway. I think I have a short. No, it's okay. Good morning, brothers and sisters. I have short explanation about the chombo. Before that, the name of this workshop is not really chombo. It was I think Chongpyong, Providence. It started 1971. The first phase of this program started 1971 to 1995, and from 1995 until now, the Providence is different. And this is a workshop. Maybe I will just explain the local event that happened. Uh, Last week we did a Yojong Chombo workshop. Maybe for some of us it's very new terminology, but this is one of our church tradition, or maybe I will say rituals, and this is liberation of ancestors or liberation of our own self from the maybe invasion of the wicked spirit, as we can say. Or for our terminology as Unification Church member, we have body and spirit as human being. So it is not just the body that is existing, this physical body, but within us we have a spirit that we need to clean up, that affects our physical life. So this event is for that intention. Maybe I could not explain it very well, but that is for our physical self and spirit self, that Chombo workshop. And I know that our members already knew that. So, and the preparation for this Chombo workshop is very challenging for me because we have workshop and event in Las Vegas, the Rise Up workshop at the same time. So this is debatable with my central figure or my leader. I said, oh, how about our event in Las Vegas, our event in Columbus? It's the same time. And he said, you don't need to go to Las Vegas. I said, okay. So you can just do in Columbus. So in this moment, I said, oh, how about my mom? I wanted to meet my mom in Las Vegas. That was I told him like that. Because I miss my mom that is coming to Las Vegas. But he said, it's okay. We are focusing on new members and also incoming member. So I said, okay, I will do it in Columbus. So that's why I follow the instruction of my central figure, and that is, I could say, unity with my central figure. So it happened last week. So it's more detailed on that, but I think the most important for that is the step that I decided to unite with my central figure to follow his decision that we will move on for the schedule last week, although it's side by side, campaigning for the Rise Up and also spreading the words that we are going to have Chombo workshop here in Columbus. So the good thing is we need to have unity with what our central figure is telling us and our attitude. That is the same in Chombo. When you came here last week, you are preparing yourself for the liberation of the wicked spirit in our body and also the spirit of our own ancestors that went to the spiritual world. So that is the same thing. So, and then thank you all for your participations. There were 106 registrants in our own members locally, 41 liberation that you did, and also 61 anso that tap your body to make your body clean and strong. So that's what I can report to all of you, and we are planning to do it again. But before that, let me share with you some pictures of what is this all about, the Chombo, before and now in Korea. Our main office or headquarters is in Korea. I just want to share a few pictures of that. It's in my different slides. That's Yojong Chombo. Because some of us are new. We don't know yet what is the movement all about and why we are doing this. But it is started by our founder, Father and Mother Moon, 1971. I have picture, little bit picture. That, yeah. It's not in this. Yeah. Yojong Chombo. That. They are our founder, and we call them Father and Mother Moon. They started the Chombo Providence in Korea, 1971. The first, the first stage, okay? And then that was our training center before in Korea. And then the next, now it is our training center in Korea. There is development in many things that happen in the providence of the Chombo workshop. So I just want to share that to all of you. And if you want to visit Korea in April, please go inside. And we have also tea. Yeah, one more picture. We have, this is one when we are doing prayer. If Min will go to Korea, he can join in this prayer. Yeah, evening prayer. Yeah, and this is the place that you can drink good coffee when you are going to visit our training center in Korea. What is this? That's the same style, but I don't know how to call. It's on the side. I think Yojong tea. Huh? How do you call that? There is a name, but I don't know if this is the proper one. But we have this in Korea, so that's what I can say. Thank you. Oh, do you, and I want to say thank you for those who really exerted their effort for the event last week. You know, registration, cooking, cleaning, everything. So thank you very much. And it will not happen successfully if you did not participate. So we have different part to make it happen successfully. So thank you so much. And we were featured last Friday in International Chunshimon Prayer. Did you watch our picture? So that's what I can share for today about Chombo Workshop. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. So now we know a little bit more about it. And that wasn't our main talk. Our main talk today is hearing our testimonies. So, next slide here, we have the testimony giver. So prepare your hearts. So first, I'd like to welcome up Auntie Asako Kim for her spoken testimony.
Hi, 안녕하세요. So I can speak Japanese or Korean very well, but not English. I have a very small testimony and prepare my note. So please listen. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Today, I am here to express my gratitude to Heavenly Parents, true parents, and all of you. Last week's Chombo workshop was a very special experience for me. I did my best to help with registration and other tasks because I felt there were many things I could do, having been connected to Cheongbyeong for so long. Just as Cheongbyeong is a spiritual home for many of you, it is also my spiritual home. As Pastor Gloria said, in 1995, when the Cheongbyeong Providence first began, my family was living in Korea. We participated in workshops, staying in tents with other Korean church members. That you saw the picture, very, very humble house, and we don't have the place to sleep. So we put many tents and live together, eat and talk, and that is our first beginning. Later, my husband became a missionary in Uganda, where he met Yumi and Eugene's family, and they lived together. So my husband remember baby Yumi, very small, and I don't know, Eugene already, she wasn't come yet, you know. Now meeting them again here in Ohio feel like part of Heavenly Parents' program. In 2000, after attending a workshop in Cheongbyon, my family met Mr. Takenaka and Francois's family at a mission church in Korea. That meeting led my family to decide to move to Ohio. Even after coming to America, I visited Cheongbyon many times with my family. Each time I passed through the front gate, I felt deep emotions, tears would flow naturally, and truly felt that it was my spiritual home. Now having the Cheongbyon workshop come to Ohio as the Chombo workshop is something very special to me. I want to especially thank Pastor Gloria. Maybe many of you remember, during the church renovations a few years ago, she made a decision to create a prayer room, even though there were some opposing opinions. At the time, I also wondered if we could just use the chapel for prayer, especially since we needed another Sunday school room. However, Pastor Gloria's strong faith kept the prayer room in place. Because of her decision, we were ready to welcome the Chonshimon here in Ohio. Mr. Ryuichi Kishimoto, who led the workshop, clearly said the reason we could hold a workshop here in Ohio is because we had the Chonshimon prayer room. His words show how important that prayer room is. Even though the workshop schedule overlapped with the big event in Las Vegas to welcome True Mother, Pastor Gloria's determination and Rich-san's sense of responsibility, saying, "We must go to the place we promised to go," made it possible to hold the workshop. In the end, over 1,000 members participated, and it was a great success. Through this workshop, I felt my path become clear and my heart was renewed. During the Chanyan sessions and lectures, my understanding deepened, especially in realizing the way to become the ideal blessed family. Mr. Kishimoto, Ryuichi-san, shared he visited many places in the USA because one of his missions is take care of all our blessed family and the second gen and the third gen, of course. And of course, many of us, we know that what is blessed family goal, and because of our goal, we struggle a lot because I know my shape, my mindset, everything is not perfect. But he said, blessed family is seeking the ideal family. Even we are not perfect, not losing the goal, not losing the hope to become ideal family. That is so important word to me this time. So that's why I said, especially in realize the way to become the ideal blessed family. That is, during the workshop, I felt very deeply. I was especially moved by seeing Ryuichi-san's pray with tears, longing for true mother. It reminded me that only through sincere devotion can we truly connect with her heart. As you know, I work the Yokoso Center, and I like to organize, I like to think, I study, and so usually I think a lot. But to go heavenly way, of course we have to think, we have to study, but the sincere devotion is most important to connect to the mother's heart. So even True Mother is every time far away. We cannot read, we cannot study, we can eat together. But through the prayer, through the sincere devotion, I believe we can connect with her heart. In closing, I want to share one message. Every good thing we do will bring good result in time. Nothing is wasted, and every meeting happens according to Heavenly Parents' plan. I am deeply grateful to work with all of you together with True Mother toward the final goal of God's providence. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Next, I'd like to welcome up Uncle Mamoru Oyamada. He's here.
Can I hold down this? Yeah, so they can see my face. Good morning, everybody. My name is Mamoru Yamada. I can't speak like Korean like Asako-san, and I speak poor Japanese, and my English is even poorer, and I didn't prepare any written message. So I don't know what will happen, but let's see. Okay. Be patient. I need to start with like a last 1 month's history prior to Hyojin workshop. I was very sick, and for 3.5 years, I have hospitalized 7 times. And once I was, I had a surgery with my lower abdomen. That is some type of hernia, but it was so-called like a non-invasive surgery. So I wasn't even hospitalized. I was let to go in same day. But it was so painful after surgery. Like I felt like more pain than before surgery. So I had to take 3 weeks off. So, but I still didn't count that as my hospitalization. But anyway, last 14 months was worst. Like one day when I was working, I totally shut down. Like I told my coworker, I need to sit down. Give me 5 minutes. But 5 minutes became 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and he gave up, and I was let to go. And owner was very nice. Are you okay? I was called Mike. Are you okay, Mike-san? And no, I'm not feeling too. Okay, you don't need to come back anymore. See you. So I was let go. But anyway, I knew I couldn't work anymore. Like I was so dead feeling, and since then I was really sleeping in my bed. And then somehow March, I had like a resurrection experience. I was sleeping, and the whole night I couldn't sleep. Like like I could feel my body was really like a resurrecting physically. So I felt really good, and then I started coming to Chonshimon. Maybe one or twice I came to a church to, didn't look too healthy. But anyway, so I felt I'm feeling much better. I had to make some condition. And I decided in 40 days I'm going to read the Chonsongyeon and reading about 2 hours so or hour and a half a day. And on 40, I couldn't finish in 40 days. And somewhere 40 some day I was reading the last 14th and 12th and 14th chapter. Then suddenly next day, I couldn't get up anymore. Just I couldn't move at all. Like I was feeling, I have been making condition over 40 days. Why I am not moving? Like even I couldn't almost move my body, turn around at all. So like I was in hell, but I didn't. There's a worse than hell. I went there. So then since then I was struggling and struggling, and sometime October, like Mio-san, Megumi-san, Mr. Hayasaka, they're trying to show me Chombo prayer, like it's going Korea, and that is done on a live stream on YouTube. And then finally I decided to try, watch YouTube on the first week in December. But since I couldn't get up, so I was sleeping and watching, YouTube on my computer. And I couldn't make a Chanyeon session because my right shoulder was in pain. So, I was just watching. And start all kind of testimony, holy song, and Reverend Lee Giffen's teaching and all of that. But there's so many, each testimony is so precious and so beautiful. And one of was actually, it's more than one of them, but like a mother's testimony. Like she was, always workshop said, mother is praying in Cheongsong, Cheongsim Won. And out of all these tearful mother's prayer, deepest thing was to me, True Mother is praying for second gen to come. There's more than 20,000 second gen in Korea, but most of them are gone. So Mother is really, really praying, and step by step through Chonshimon prayer and the 40 days workshop, this second gen is coming back. And these testimonies just so amazing. So every time something then, like I said, I was laying, watching for first 3 days because I couldn't get up. Sitting up is difficult. But the fourth day, I could get up and watching on my couch in my living room. And every day it's so many amazing, tearful experiences. And somehow, since I was in bed and also after, whenever I shed a tear, I feel my pain is going away. but at once, not but at once, slowly, slowly. And I start feeling more energy internally, spiritually. And my heart start reviving one by one. Then, but still, I had to sleep at least twice during the day. Maybe I was up at long, maybe 2 hours. That make me too tired. Sometimes I go to like a 10 scale to buy something. Mr. Takenaka greet me with tear. Are you okay? Like that. But anyway, no matter what, like my body wasn't fully restored. So at the beginning of July, still I wasn't sure if I could ever attend the workshop of almost like 2 weeks later. And 16th, I came to Chonshimon to pray in the morning. And while I was praying, I really deeply felt Mother's heart. Like, while I was crying, somehow really big ball of emotion, very, very forceful emotion came to me. It wasn't just like you cry, you feel like, well, more like a positive tear, right? Like you are moved by something. And that something is gone, your tears gone, your heart again, dry again. Not like that. It was really strong, strong emotional force, like coming in and moving. Then I really felt very, internally, I felt strength. But still that day, I had to take like a rest. I was so tired to the point, I want to totally shut off any sounds, any noise, any light, like that much tired. So I wasn't sure if I could still go to a workshop and complete 3 days. But so I came next day again at the Chonshimon and prayed. Not so much happened, but I was praying fairly powerfully. Not like a mumbling, Probably God has a hard time to listen. Are you sure it's a prayer? Like that. But anyway, I was praying very firmly, very strongly. And then I could attend the workshop first day. But that day, like one, what's called Ansu Oni, she, before the workshop, 6:30, she gave me an answer. And I had a terrible shoulder, didn't move. So this Ansu Oni could tell where the bad spirit are. It's more than one, definitely, a lot. So as she hit me, you don't say hit, gave me answer, right? It's a spiritual feeling, heavenly power to the mother's prayer and tear. So, but she noticed it's keep moving. And I noticed my pain move around as if trying to escape. No. I'm not going. I'm staying type thing. So anyway, answer successfully finished. And she felt, lots of gone. I can't say for sure all gone. Probably not. Well, rather, I can say for sure all evil spirit did not go. It's still there, So I am 100% sure. But anyway, so that day, I wasn't tired at all. From 5:30 a.m. to 11 p.m., I wasn't tired at all. Thank you. And then, 11 o'clock, I was reading, doing a Fundoke, and got a little bit sleepy. So I better sleep because next day I don't want to end up, resting during a workshop. But that night only I could sleep 1 hour. Reason I said 1 hour was I was pretty much up all night long. But I could say there could have been some lapse. So probably that was 1 hour. So I'm saying I say 1 hour. I slept 1 hour. But I was like so much inspirations and not like a worry, It's just amazing inspiration. And I was so excited. And next day again, I get up around 5:30, and then workshop was so wonderful as all participants have felt. So, about time? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Actually, I supposed to speak 5 minutes. So, anyhow, I am now feel healthy as I can be, or maybe 10 or 20% less. I think I can be a little more healthier, but I feel I'm a new person. I'm resurrected. I was healed thanks to True Mother's amazing prayer, and she's truly substantial Holy Spirit to heal the world. Yeah. So, and I thank all these good spirit, and I thank all of you who prayed at Chonshimo, and some of you literally prayed for me. So I'm grateful for that, and yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think my main takeaway from your testimony was how, I'm sorry, is just the amount of conditions for this to be able to happen is probably so much more than we realize to make these types of healing. And so, yeah, True Mother's conditions, I don't think we completely understand how much she's doing. So I'm moved by that. Okay, next I'd like to welcome up Auntie Sumiko Van de Mark. Reading it, but yes, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. I am very fortunate and lucky I am that in same time Japanese 7 days workshop, True Mother is in Las Vegas. Hey! And that's amazing. True Mother was sick, but she proclaimed. You remember? Please call her Holy Mother Han. What that mean? I don't want to, to give a testimony for the whole workshop. But before that, our Marcus and our spiritual daughter attended this Hyojon workshop. That I'm sure that you have met her. She's a black lady, and she's 63 now. And when I met, she was 59. Yeah, I think. Yeah. So anyway, she's a new member. And how I met her is actually restroom in my work. Yeah, so, you don't need to go to the campus, But in everyday life, there is opportunity. You meet someone. Okay, God prepared. And she called me that, "Hi, sister, how are you?" Sister? She must be Christian. I said, return my head. "Oh, so you're a church sister?" "Yes, I am." And in very short conversation, actually I found out she has attended Women's Federation workshop. No, Women's Federation's meeting. And Gisela Terasaka, she has met before. But you know that there is some little while gap. Yeah, so anyway, I invited her to our online holy community. She studied divine principle, and she we read Hundok, True Mother's memoir. So now she understands very well. Yeah, so then about 4 months ago, actually before that, she received a blessing, and they did 3 days, 40 days separation, 3 days ceremony. Yeah, so I really proud and I'm so grateful. However, her husband passed away, to the spiritual world about 4 months ago. So she really loved her husband. She really missed him. Yeah, so when I heard this Chombo, I encouraged her, and she said yes, she liked to attend. She was very happy. She was clapping her hand. I think more than us. She was so excited. So now I like to Marcus to read her testimony, and after that I like to share about the 7 days a little bit.
Okay, so this is June Webb's testimony. She couldn't make it today. She said, "Good morning, Pastor Gloria. How are you?" "Great." Says, "I am writing my experience of the Chumbo workshop. I have guests from out of town that I will be taking back home. If I could come, I would be there in person to talk about my wonderful experience. Please feel free to tell my experience to the Ohio Family Church." So day 1 was all about getting to know my spiritual rhythm of my body, mind, and soul. This journey opened up how evil spirits can be eliminated from our bodies through determination, prayer, and connecting with the spirits of our ancestors. We command them to leave in the name of true parents. From the top of my head down to the soles of my feet, I felt a form of liberation. I felt a warm embrace of my husband Alonzo being there around me. Day 2 was a total inspiration and reinforcement of freedom from our evil spirits, from our total being. Day 3 was a total mind and body resurrection by the Ansu. I felt a great relief of pain in my legs and stomach. I felt very blessed. Day 4 and beyond, I am grateful, thankful, and hopeful that we will make this workshop an ongoing reality. Thank you, Mother and true parents. That was a testimony.
Yeah, I would like to add one more thing. This time, True Mother, our Heavenly Parents sent Ryuichi-san. Ryuichi Kishimoto. He is half British, and mother is Japanese. So that he can speak in English, that before we had to listen through the translation, right? Yeah, so that is amazing blessing. And I am very thankful that for Western member who is speaking English. I believe this is a blessing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I went to Japanese 7 days workshop for the 19th after 2 days attending this. So reason why I wanted to attend, I really wanted to unite and experience True Mother's heart. So, and also that resonate prayer. What is resonate prayer? That I like to experience that. So, anyway, 4 days, I can pray in tears sometimes a little bit, but I didn't really feel, yes, so I prayed to Heavenly Parents and to Mother. So 4 days, I didn't have that experience. I cannot go home without it. So I really pray, let me experience that. And next day, that during the Dr. Kambara's lecture, that was true parents theology. I truly recommend that. During his lecture, that he explained very clearly who true parents are, who true mother is, who true father is. Yeah, so that the identity and the essence of true mother and true father. So all of a sudden, tears came. Holy Spirit hit me. I know. I couldn't stop my tears for a long time. Yes, Heavenly Parents. Holy Mother Han, I'd like to dedicate my life one more time. So this is a really experience I had. And Father and Mother, thank you so much. So if I would have an opportunity to give testimony, I'd like to. But anyway, thank you so much again for everyone too.
Thank you so much. I think, it takes a lot of rededication. Everything really important when we find ourselves. Okay, so yes, and it was wonderful to hear the written testimony. And we also have more written testimonies that I'd like to read. So it's on the next slide. And this first testimony is by Auntie Pam McDougald, excuse me. And I'm going to be reading it for you. Okay. Oops, sorry. Okay. During the liberation of the Central Spirit, a sudden rush of tears began streaming down my face. In that moment, I suddenly realized those were not my tears, but that of the Spirit being liberated. I felt an enormous amount of gratitude from the Spirit sent my way. I then started to cry as I internalized the incredibility of the moment, sitting there not knowing how long the Spirit had been waiting for this moment. Then I became overwhelmed by the incredible grace given to us by Heavenly Parent and true parents. Oh, what a wonderful testimony. Okay, so next is the written testimony of Auntie Grace Sasaki. And I'm going to have her son read it for us. So, Kevin, if the wireless mic. There you go.
There we go. Okay. So after the hold on. One second. After the Ansu session, I was able to have a very deep and intimate prayer in the Chumchum One. I felt like I was in a bright, warm, clean place. I felt like I was in a bright, warm, clean place with just heavenly parents and true parents and me, all gathered close together. Very personal and intimate, quiet and peaceful, yet also full of powerful energy. Because it was such a private gathering, I could speak very quietly and still be clearly heard. I could deeply communicate my heart and feel completely understood. I could also feel the absolute, deep, embracing love of heavenly parents and true parents surrounding me, wanting to give to me and help support me, even with things that I didn't yet know that I needed, like this Chumbo workshop and Ansu session. I still carry the warmth and loving embrace from that experience with me. I hope I can multiply this love and share it with others, especially the youth in our community that I teach in Sunday school. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We were told how important it is to, after Ansu, pray in the Chungshim One and offer gratitude and anything else that we feel that we want to move forward with. Okay, so next we'll have our announcements. So just a few announcements from me, and then I'm going to pass on the baton to Pastor Gloria and to Uncle Pablo as well. So for the next gen announcements, wait, can you go back? Sorry, this is just I forgot to welcome any new guests or anyone who has not been here in a while, and let's welcome them. So if you want to introduce yourself, raise your hand and say hello. We can say hello back. That is all. And you see any new faces here? Encourage them if they're next to you. Okay. All right. Now then, let's get to the announcements. So, first is the TKC, Ohio Youth Ministry. So I'd like to welcome up Uncle Pablo to share with us what the youth ministry is up to.
Right there. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for all of that wonderful spiritual love. Now we're going to talk about our youth ministry activities. So we, with the leadership of David Lee and Precious and myself, we kicked off 2023. And I have to say, we have done a lot. And I think I take full responsibility for not conveying this to you on a regular basis, but you should know that we really have accomplished a lot. And I'm very proud of our group of young people and how they have come together over time and supported. I'm deeply grateful for the leadership of David Lee. And so now he has moved on to new things in his life, and we wish him the very best. But they still have someone, and that is Precious and myself. So yesterday we had our first youth ministry gathering. And Precious and I believe, are very much in line with what we would like to accomplish through the youth ministry activities. Yeah. And that is how do we build our youth early on to seek their personal spiritual path. You know, we have wonderful teachings. We have lots of different things going on. But they're living just like us once upon a time, society in many different ways, many new different challenges, many new different perspectives. So how do we make faith and spirituality applicable to the challenges today? And so with the things that we have done, I believe that we are creating a sense of community, a sense of togetherness, because spirituality for them right now maybe means something different, and that's okay. That's completely fine. And so how can we help them lay their foundation so that they can hold on to something deeply meaningful for them to guide them on their way? because I accidentally conveyed to or revealed to them my true age. I was off by about 10 years, but I am getting there. I am growing old. And what spirituality and faith meant to me when I was in my 20s is absolutely different than what it means to me today. And so I want them to be comfortable with the fact that what they learn and hear today may change sometime in the future. And so as they move on in their spiritual life, take what's deeply meaningful to you and make it a brick on your foundation. That's what Precious and I want to encourage them to find through the youth ministry activities that we have. So that's pretty much what our motto for this 2025 kickoff is. And this time we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to have a motto every quarter of the year, and we're gonna reach out to the community to help us achieve that motto. I'd like to express my gratitude to everyone that has supported our youth ministry since 2023. Thank you very much. And so we're gonna show you some pictures of things that we have done, so you can see how much we have achieved. So gatherings through every other Sunday, outings, things like that. People making reflections, having fun outdoors. Again, these are just pictures from our various gatherings here at church. Discussions. And volunteering. We did a lot of volunteering. And thank you for Brother Chris Fox. Thank you to Brother Hero for partnering with us to accomplish some of that. So this is all good fun. So last night, Precious and I were having a phone chat conversation, and she asked me how much should I show, a lot or a little? And I said, well, I'll put it somewhere in between. So I can only imagine what it would have been if she had put a lot in here. These many families volunteer their home to be a place for gathering. And we also did the Ilshim, of course. That was our big event towards the end of David Lee's leadership in the youth ministry. So thank you, everyone. So it is always said, save the best for last. And so I just like to close by saying we are spiritually hiring. Yes, we are. I once again thank Precious for her leadership from the sister side, but we're really, really hoping, yes. But we're really, really hoping that, and I am praying, that someone younger than me can step up to fill in that gap as a spiritual leader for our boys. But in the meantime, I want to thank Timothy, and I want to thank Jacob for being there with me, and for just simply being there anytime. I really appreciate that. In the meantime, all of you, young brothers and sisters, have my commitment, and I will be there I will continue. But we're spiritually hiring. I just want to make that announcement. And we need the community's support financially. Please help us, because these activities do take resources, and our coffers are running low. So please make your donation with a memo to youth ministry and help us keep going. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Uncle Pablo. Next generation. These guys. And over there, too. I see you. Looking at me like you're surprised. Okay. Next part of our announcements is for Pastor Gloria. So help me welcome up Pastor Gloria.
Before I move on to our main announcement, I would like to announce something. After this, we have a sale for everybody who are willing to support our Chun Won Gong donation. And again, I have another announcement. We will miss Jacob for 40 days. He is planning to join the 40 days spiritual workshop in Las Vegas. He will be leaving on February 1st. And I asked him, do you want us to support you for that? Not really, Auntie. I'm going to fundraise for what I need, like his registration and his airplane ticket. Maybe if you want to help Jacob, see, you can hear his voice. No. Because he is already there. He already registered. And he offered already the donation for the workshop. It's $1,000 though. Yeah, so let's give a hands to Jacob. And I just want to share that tomorrow is starting again for our activation mobilization. I hope we can unite with True Mother's Heart, witness. And this is what our True Mother would like us to do. Like Sister Sumiko mentioned, wherever we are, even in the bathroom, we can witness. And you can see the result. Our Mrs. Webb came to our movement. So anywhere we go, we can approach people. So let's do it, like activation in anywhere we are. Let's start tomorrow again to offer the True Mother. And this is my saying, let's participate naturally in this mobilization. Meet someone righteous. And I would like to mention the Rise Up workshop. Maybe our Sunday service will be long today, but I just want to mention the Rise Up workshop. From Ohio, we have 11 participants, and we have 5 guests that went there, and that's Ginger Rush. Minshi, of course, he's not a guest. He's our member already. And we have one Indian brother, witnessed by our sister Francois. He just came to our Sunday service, Sunday service twice, but he was invited by Joss to participate in this Rise Up workshop, and he willingly signed up and bought his ticket immediately. So this is a matter of how we are exercising how we talk to individual, and how we exercise our willingness to testify about our True Mother. So I just want to mention those who participated in the Rise Up workshop. Ginger Rush, she is 17 years old, through the effort of Jacob Sar, of course Minshi, and also our brother Hazan Ravi Kumar Basanta. His name is very long. I could not memorize, but anyway, he's our Indian brother. And also from Cleveland area, we have Helsing family. The daughter went also to Las Vegas. So, and this is not just like, this is cooperation and unity, because we communicate with Keiko Bidel in our own Ohio State. So this is just communication to all community. I reach out even to Mrs. Abraham because he has contact. I reach out, I think, everybody who has spiritual children that they are working. So, and also some of you, I reach out for our other second generation that we can really encourage them to be with mother at that very moment. I hope we can continue, not just because we have mobilization, but we are willing to unite actively with our true mother as the only begotten daughter. So that's what my comment for. And I would like to encourage, or I want to say my appreciation to the team of the youth ministry, Pablo, David, and Precious. And now we have Timothy coming in with a group. And I just want to announce that David Lee will be working in our Midwest region in Chicago as Chun Elgok missionary. So we are not separated from from David. Maybe he will be coming to Ohio. I'm not sure yet. But those are my announcements, not included here. And this is my main announcement for this morning. Our goal for offering for the Chunwon Gong donation, I signed up to offer to True Mother, is $300,000. And we are now in 254,000. And we have 38 donors from our community. 38 donors. But this is not really compulsory, but this is the last and final temple with our true mother on earth and welcoming our heavenly parent substantially on April 13th in the Holy Sanctum in the Chunwon Gong. I am asking everyone if we can donate any amount that you artistically can offer to our true mother. This is not mother asking us, but as a child of true mother, let's make the difference. Yeah, not because I want to be recognized as leader, but of course, I want that Ohio State can be recognized. Ohio State always number one. That's my goal. Not just in external result, but the way we love our true mother. So I'm so grateful for those brothers and sisters who really dedicate their finances in this effort. Some of us are not coming to church that donated money in this Chunwon Gong donation. But sincerely, they give their money, even to repair their home, they offer the money to offer to True Mother. And even some of them cannot offer the big money, but they pledge that they will do it, and they are doing it until now. So I hope we can walk with our true mother to fulfill her desire for the final temple that she would like to offer to God and to humanity. So my next slides. And the next week, we are going to celebrate holiday here in our church, True Parents' birthday, and I don't know if this is correct, 12-year anniversary of Chun Elgok, because this year is 13th year, supposed to be, of Chun Elgok. So this is, I don't know, I'm not clear, but this is in the memo. And we will celebrate this special holiday next Sunday here in our church. And also, we would like to ask everyone for an offering donation. And you can do it by online, or you can give it to Akiko to offer to True Mother. Next. And then Special Grace. Last time, year 2023, we did Special Grace. This is for everyone. And we need to do special devotions. Number one, we need to study the words of who is true parents. As individual, we can do it as individual or family. 2, prayer at least a week, 7 days. Honduke reflection prayer or bowing condition. And also one night participation in night prayer vigil online or in person. And we ask also donation based on the number 13. And last time we only have in our resolution or resolve, we have only one, repenting for one's past. But we have 3 points this time. I hope you will check your email. This part is very important. Repenting for our past mistake and then granting forgiveness to others and releasing grudges and resentments. This is number 2. And number 3, we need to have the resolution that we will start a new beginning. So before we have only one, what is your resolution, what is your repentance, but we have 3 points at this time. I hope you are checking your email, and this is very important for us. And next, I think. And now, after Sunday service, our young adult will have a family room at 1 p.m. Yeah, and I already announced that, Japanese seafood sale. And then another event for our youth ministry, Sisters Night, February 1st, 2025 at 5 p.m. here in Ohio Family Church. Yeah, there is explanation. And then this is on Tuesday. It will be on Tuesday. I think it's Women's Federation meeting here in our church. And this explanation will be given by the WFWP staff. Maybe I think Sister Fatu will explain this one. And what's the next? This is the last. Okay, so thank you. So let's call the Women's Federation representative. Thank you.
Okay, hi everybody. I know this is going long, so let's hurry this up. But we are holding a retreat. Kayleigh Moffitt is coming on Saturday, February 15th from 9 to 5 p.m. So we invite all ladies who would like to come. We're going to do some fun activities like we're going to create these floral bookmarks using dried flowers, and I think a little gardening workshop and and we'll have good food too. And really excited to welcome Kayleigh here and to hear from her. She's doing a lot of amazing things with True Mother and Women's Federation. So this will be her first conference here. So let's welcome her and have a great time together. So please feel free to sign up. I'm on the organizing team. If you have any questions, let me know. And I think it's going to be a wonderful event. So please sign up today if you can. Thank you.
All right, thank you for those announcements. Next, we have a Korean song. as you saw there, that was the 40-day participants in Las Vegas, and they were offering their devotion to True Mother. So the song was titled, or is titled, I'll Love You with My Life. So yeah, it was a beautiful offering that they got to offer to True Mother themselves in front of her. So next we'll be hearing a little bit short testimonies about the Rise Up workshop. And so I'd like to welcome up Eugen to share more about that and invite up the testimony givers. Thank you.
Good morning. Okay, let's get up. Let's do some stretches so we can get ready. Okay, let's stand. Let's stretch. Let's stretch, guys. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. Stretch to the heavens. And then to your right. To your left. And if you have some room, you can touch your toes. We can stretch. Stretch. Okay. Shoulders. Okay. Now we look like we are ready. We're revved up. Okay. Let's have a seat. All right. I know for a lot of members here, sometimes this feels like a long service, but let me tell you where I come from. Sunday, you don't make plans on Sunday. Sunday is from beginning to the end, 5 p.m., that's when you go home. So, yeah. So this just feels like, oh, okay, we are just getting ready. So for me, it's like, oh, we're getting ready. Okay. So this is about the EPIC workshop, the Rise Up workshop. Get ready for the EPIC. So we had 1,000+ young unificationists gathered in Las Vegas. And actually, the focus was mostly on new members. And for sure, like if you were to go and you looked across the room, you really would not have recognized half of the people there. So almost, let's say, was it about like 400 people were new members, those who had just joined or those who they were hoping to like sign membership. So it was really inspiring to see. And we have some pictures for you just so you can also feel like you were there. So obviously in the beginning, we had people arriving, there were the pink t-shirts, and then people, of course, that's freshers, and people getting to see each other, you know. And then we had a lot of good music, we can continue, from the band, and then our MC was Sarah Takar, and then we had a message from Denfew, our Next Gen coordinator, and then Reverend Thompson, actually, he gave the presentation on True Parents Life Course. So we didn't just have a workshop, we also had lectures on True Parents Life Course, what True Parents did, what the unification movement is about, and all the achievements throughout their lives. Moving on. And then we had testimonies from new members on the first day, so it was very inspiring. So here are some of the new members who got to speak. From Indiana, this brother is called Ellis Martin, and he was testifying about how his co-worker, actually, Tazo Nakaza, who worked at the restaurant with him, witnessed to him, and he was saying how, at this point, I think he was talking about how the people in his life could see the changes that had come about in his life from starting this journey of faith. So his younger brother called him the day before the EPIC workshop and said, like, I see so much change in you, so much positive change, and he was so inspired. So his younger brother also wanted to, you know, experience the same thing, and his friends also gave him a call and like, oh, this is different, like, since when were you religious? But more than that, they said, we see that you're much happier, like you have a purpose for your life. And so he was just sharing how not only he saw the changes in his life, but other people also were telling him that they see a positive change. And then our sister from Las Vegas, her testimony is like 12 years long. So 12 years ago, she saw IPEC, she didn't know what it was, she didn't go in. And then I guess when the time was right, she finally got to go, and God told her, this is the place you have to go, and she walked in. And she shared about actually the time she went to the Blue Dragon in Las Vegas. She went to like a Hyojong Chonbo workshop, and she used to have so many issues with her knees. She had multiple surgeries, and it was really difficult for her. But during the Chanyang, while they were in Korea, they were doing Chanyang, and one of the sisters next to her kind of helped her, you know, focus on her knees. And she said she felt a really strong, like, heat go all over her body, and then something leave. And then since then, if you saw her doing the workshop, she's wearing heels. So then that's how you know her knees were healed. So that was her powerful testimony about the healing of Hyojong Chonbo. And then our auntie from Atlanta, she came with her son. He was like 6 or 7. He was called Kamari, and he got to also give flowers to True Mother. It was so cute. Everyone was loving him. It was such a beautiful testimony. And she was sharing how she's gone through a lot in her life. And she was so grateful to find a community of love. So those were the 3 of the new members who got to testify. And then next, this is really quickly. So of course we had lectures and then community debriefs, and that's Ohio. Yeah. Yes, and then of course Reverend Dunkley got to speak, some more singing going on. We can proceed. And a group picture, so this is everyone who was present. It's amazing they could capture everyone. So like 1,300 thereabouts. Moving on. And then the Holy Spirit Masterclass. So then we're getting to learn the songs and we're all singing, preparing for Sunday. And then day 3, get ready for the epic when we arrived in IPEC from the hotel in our buses. All of us in our pink t-shirts starting to practice. And then we began with prayer all together. And then the 40-day spirituality trainees, they were about to go to Korea literally that afternoon. So they offered one song that we're actually going to be singing as our closing song. And then Dr. Ki-hyun Kim, oh, you guys watch the service. Oh, so then we can move on faster. Okay. Yeah, and then, of course, the singing and the children. Oh, where is he? Oh, anyway, he's on that side. Yeah, and the original songs that were offered. Moving on. Testimonies from new members, Auntie Magna Faith, and then Gino Song, the missionary who came from Korea and his spiritual children. Yes, and then oh yeah, that's me. I'm wearing the same, yeah. The one blazer that matches this shirt. Huh? You're the one there in the pink. I think so. And then of course the message was given by Mrs. Wonju McDavid on behalf of True Mother. Okay. Yeah, this is a Midwest group picture. So, yeah, so there's Josh, and there's Helsing from Cleveland. And then I guess we can just circle anyone else we know. Oh, Binshi is over there, and Tim, and Jacob. So, yeah, it was a really wonderful experience. And then we are going to have testimonies from people who were there in person. So to start us off, we would actually like to read Mother's message. Yeah. Okay. So Mother's message was actually very short. The rest of it was mostly commentary from Mrs. Wonju McDavid. So Mother said, I love you all so, so very much. Every time I think of you, my heart is filled with joy and hope, almost to the point of tears. The way to save America and the world is for the pure waters of America to awaken. They must awaken and let everyone know that in this warlike world, this world without peace, this world where we cannot look to the future with any hope, the only way forward is to attend Heavenly Parent. All of you pure waters of the heaven USA must flow out toward America and toward the world. You must purify everything and make it clear. I hope that the heavenly Top Guns and pure waters will do their best so that we can have a heavenly USA and heavenly unified world that attend heaven. So this message was shared and we can always read it and review it. So to begin with our testimonies, we have 3 for Minshi, Precious, and myself. And let us give a round of applause to welcome Minshi.
Okay, hi everyone. Okay. So the most memorable moment of this Las Vegas event for me was the choir rehearsal. We sang together in perfect harmony and rhythm for almost all day, and also the next day, Sunday. So it sounded very powerful and moving, and even during my middle school or high school times, I've never experienced such a choir so large, so cohesive, and so full of passion. So then I started to think, what is the motivation, or what is behind this powerful rehearsal or unity? So at first I thought it was simply our shared love of God, our heavenly parents, and our true parents. Thank you. As they're the center of our devotion. But then I felt that there was something deeper than this shared love. So after a while, I realized the answer is something Reverend Thompson mentioned. So he mentioned in his second talk about this complete submission of God, or complete submission to God. So at that time, he shared about this together with his matching experience. He said that he was matched by the true parents with someone from Japan, but they could not communicate in either English or Japanese because Thompson comes from England and his wife comes from Japan. So despite the language barrier, he said that their marriage is still very happy. So what's the reason? The reason is they both had this complete submission to the God. So although they cannot communicate by their language, but their heart connects. So and that is the key to their happiness of their marriage. So I think that is the same reason as why our rehearsal goes so successfully, and also the next day performance. Although our church is very international, but as long as we all submit to God, we can understand each other by our hearts. So once we unite ourselves in this way, being able to sing in one accord becomes a natural result. And the same principle holds for world peace, the ultimate goal of this church. So if we seek to achieve peace, we must draw closer to God and submit ourselves fully to the God. When we do, understanding each other and resolving conflicts becomes natural. And that is one phrase I heard from Obama's speech, e pluribus unum. Out of many, one. That is a Latin for this English. So this is the true spirit I took away from the Las Vegas event. And finally, I wish Mother Moon could remain healthy and full of energy as she continues her work promoting the world peace. That is all I want to say. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this service was very long. And my attention span was very short. But I was at least here. So honestly, to be very blunt, during the Rise Up workshop, I didn't really relate with a lot of the content, and a lot of the singing was a lot. And a lot of the content was mainly intended, I feel like, for newer family members. I don't want to use the term guest because I feel like guest is they're not your guest. These people aren't your guests. These are your family members, future family members. So, yeah. But throughout the workshop, I could see people connecting with the singing and having really deep experiences. But I didn't realize the value of certain things throughout the workshop until the end of the day or more towards the last day of the workshop. True Mother wasn't physically there, which was honestly really sad because I feel like that was the main reason why I even wanted to go in the first place. But I believe that true parents and God truly connected everyone that was there. Everyone that was there was intended to be there and was meant to be there at that moment. Yeah, so... Also, during Reverend Thompson's talks, he went over the great accomplishments that true parents were able to accomplish in their life, not just from church teachings of principle, but actually living what they taught. They established schools ranging from colleges to elementaries. They established businesses. They established hospitals. They established media companies. And it reminded me of the Resurgence workshop in 2023. Where True Mother talked about how it was important to excel in the things that we are passionate about in our careers and in things that we would like to do. And during that time of Resurgence, that was the year I hit 100,000 followers on TikTok. On my account, I create hair and fashion content. So I realized through actually being at the workshop that true parents set a foundation for us. In a sense, they were the original influencers. So whatever I want to accomplish in in the field of media or whatever that may be, I believe I can do it. I believe I can be successful. I have no doubt in my mind. I believe that anything anybody in the movement wants to do, they can do. Like, it's simple as that to me. Because True Parents literally had a foot in every single thing. You want to be the richest person in the world? They could. I mean, they're making money. You want to be a great actor? They have media companies right now. You want to do real estate? They have properties. But it also reminds me that providence is like a body. Every single organ is important. You might not think like, everybody thinks that the spiritual aspect is important, and it is. But in order to have our buildings, have our things, we need somebody doing the financial aspect of it. How can our church run the way it's run if we don't appreciate that side of things? Like if you're not, if praise and worship is not your thing, that doesn't mean you're not valued in this community, if that makes sense. Yes. And then another thing was I had a deeper experience during the workshop that I didn't really think was super deep until later. So 2 years ago, I lost my mentor through cancer. He was one of my best friends in high school's dads. He was a retired police officer who served for 40 years almost. And he was really tough. Like he did not come to play ever. And he had like one of the softest hearts I've ever known. Like he might have not known church principles, but I felt like he lived like the utmost principled life. So he just felt like a second family to me. Like they would always be like, oh, Precious is like our adopted child and everything. And so like every time I traveled anywhere, I would tell him like, oh, I'm going here. He would check the crime rate in the area. I mean, he was a cop. He checked the weather. He checked spots that he went to because he was very well traveled. So when he passed away, the grief was very hard for me. And I didn't really like process it properly during the time it happened because I felt like I had to be strong for my friend because, losing your parent when you're like 19 years old, that's hard. But during the workshop, we were staying at South Point, so a lot of the hotels in Vegas is like a casino. So people come from many different places and you see many kinds of people when you're there. There was a lot of people that were like other random guests that were smoking, drinking, partying, and just living it up. It's Vegas, But every time I used the elevators, I would always greet people. I would always say, good morning, hello, how are you? Things like that. And during this time, there was an old man, probably in his like 70s, and I just greeted him. I said, good morning, sir. And he literally told me about his life. I was like, oh, okay. On the short ride, thanks, And he was really like sharing something like just so deep, and he was saying how he's actually in Vegas to like live his life more fully or enjoy it more fully because he actually has cancer. And ironically, he had a little like blunt like on his ear. I was like, okay, we know where that's coming from, but that was just me personally. But it felt like at that moment, it was like Mr. Steve's spirit checking in on me. Like kind of a reminder that you don't know how long people have at all. You don't know how long people have, and in the world and in faith and in the church, God created the world like for himself, but he also created for us. So we can't live this principled life that we talk about. We can't go to like all these workshops and all these events and read DP and read all these books if we don't actually apply it to the people around us. Because what's the point of learning all this education without any action, without actually living it up? And so, yeah. So I just think being around people to me is like seeing God. You're not gonna see me in the prayer room like really crying, having like being on my knees, that's not my thing. But being around people is, because people are so valuable. And I don't know if we really realize it. Like we can read all these things, but I really want you to take time with the people you have today because you don't know how long you have them. And I don't want you to take that for granted. I don't want to live that kind of life and take it for granted at this young age. So, yes, thank you. That is all.
All right, thank you, Precious. And thank you, Minshi, very profound sharing. So for me, I think I can just take you through my experiences day by day. So I think on the first day, when we walked in, seeing everybody gathered, it was so moving to see everyone. And then I remember the first day was mostly dedicated to Reverend Kevin Thompson's lectures about true parents. And I was very grateful because I think for most of my life, even when you were told to like tell people about true parents, I would think like, where does one even start? Like, how do you begin to express in words all that true parents have done or who they are? So to be able to hear Reverend Kevin Thompson like very like concisely and systematically go through true parents' achievements and life course, it just made me feel like, oh wow, so it's like it's possible, you know, and like how can I say? And it's very inspiring to see everything they've done. And even if it's not from a religious perspective, people can appreciate them for like the business side of things or how they touch the sports or the arts, you know, that kind of culture. So I was very grateful to be able to have attended the lectures and see how to kind of concisely or in a nutshell explain true parents. So I was grateful for that. I was also grateful for him sharing personal testimonies, so that helped a lot, right? He's someone who has been with true parents. And of course, at that time, when I was hearing him tell all these stories about how he was with true parents in New York, and I was like, oh, wow. I wish I feel like, oh, I wish I could do that too, but, you know. I'm much younger, so the part of me felt like, oh, I wish I were born before. Like, I wish I were you guys now, like our parents. I was like, oh, if I was 70 now, that means maybe for 50 years of my life, I'd have been with true parents, I'd have been going to the, what is it? You know, when you say, oh, we'd go to Hundoke in Belvedere in the morning, I was like, oh, if I were older, maybe then I could have also done the same things. And then I thought about how precious these experiences are, and I think the thing that made me, I just looked at all of our parents, and I thought to myself, I really hope that you guys can all, like, write your memoirs or your memories, or the stories of your life. Because sometimes when you look at a Songwa service and you look at the eulogy, and I'm like, there's no way someone's life is 2 pages, right? You just read a page, they were born, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, they went to school, and then they found true parents, da-da-da, and then they passed away from XYZ. And I'm like, oh, but this person has given their whole lives to true parents, like so many memories that like the younger generation, we will never be able to experience because we weren't there. So I just hope more of our parents, if you can write these or share them with us so we can also experience them. Especially, I think for me, coming from Kenya, like even meeting true parents was just, it was always kind of like a dream. Like I've seen my own parents give their whole lives to true parents, but they've never once, actually they have, I guess mother came to Kenya, but some members have never seen true parents just by virtue of where we live. And so for members who are in America, it's so precious, and I really hope you can take time, if you can't write, maybe you can record or ask your children to help, but they're so precious, these experiences with true parents. And then, so that was my feeling on the first day. And then on the second one, it was the master class. And so it was, like Mike said, it was very amazing to see that we could do all that in a day. And then the next service, sing for people worldwide and practice only for a day. I think in the beginning I was kind of skeptical, like how do you teach 1,300 people all this music to be harmonious in a day? But just to see it happen, I was so moved and inspired. When I saw Reverend Curtis Farrow, I was like, now these are the righteous people that true parents are talking about. True Mother says righteous people in every field. It's not just like the pastors. We need someone like Reverend Curtis Farrow, because who else would be able to lead 1,300 people in coming together as musicians? And just seeing what he was doing, he always says, I am anointed. He says it himself, like, I am anointed. Don't even ask me questions. Don't worry, I got this. Like, even if you want to ask a question, he says, no, I will not let you sound bad. So if I notice something, I'll correct it. So trust me, I'm anointed. And I was like, wow. for someone to have so much conviction in himself because he know God has put this in him, and then you see the result he's doing and you can say, wow, he's not just being arrogant and saying, oh yeah, I got this, I know everything. You can see from what he's doing that it is true. And I was so grateful for him because he also mentioned, I think briefly, that he had people who call him and tell him, oh, why are you with the Moonies? You know, people who may not understand true parents and ask him, oh, why do you keep associating with them? But he says he has seen what true parents have done, and he thinks the Chon Wongung is the 8th wonder of the world. So to see someone still stand for true parents despite even the opposition he's receiving from the people around him, I was so inspired, and I hope we can pray for him too. You know, pray for him and his entire team, or everyone who just, and all of the new members. So I was so grateful and moved. And then I also had a different understanding of who prepared people are. Like, we also need scientists, right? True Mother talks about how the earth is dying, so we need people in the field of science who actually are experts, right, about climate change. Those are the kind of people we also need to witness to. So that gave me a new perspective about righteous people. And then, so the third day was Sunday, and we're all gathered together in our pink shirts, and it was amazing, you know, to look around and see all of us. Like, everyone's heart was like, oh, let's do our best, right? Because as you're preparing to sing, sometimes you're like, oh, how did that song go? Or like, what were the lyrics? Or what was my harmony? And, you know, I kind of had nerves, like, oh, what was the harmony? And we're trying to rehearse. But to see everyone have the same willing heart to do our best, it was so beautiful. And as we started to sing, I remember the song that really moved me. So there's one of the songs that we were singing that we were kind of, you know, dancing to. It's called Pass Me Not, Gentle Savior. So it's like, pass me not, oh gentle Savior. And it's such a fun and upbeat song. And so we're singing and dancing. But as we were singing that song, I was like, oh my God. Then it goes, like, while on others thou art calling, do not pass me by. So as I was singing it, I closed my eyes and I was really saying, like, in this moment, I also want to pray to Heavenly Parent, please, like, do not pass me by. And then I thought of everyone else who was around me, and I said, God, please, like, visit each and every person who is gathered here, and visit all the new members and all your children who are in here. Please just visit and pass by every single person who's looking for you. And that really brought me to tears. I was thinking about the friends maybe I tried to witness to, or if not, just like my friends from college, from high school. A lot of people just came to my mind, and I was just seeing everyone and telling God, please do not pass them by. And like, that has been kind of my prayer for ever since then. Like, please pass us not. Like, let us be able to see your face. Like, if we cannot see you or experience you here, like, where in the world will we be able to do it? So then I was telling God, please do not pass us by. And so that song really moved me. And then, of course, we heard True Mother's message from Mrs. Wongju McDivitt. And I know when we found out that Mother wasn't coming, there was like if you were in the room, there was a collective sigh, like, oh. Like, we were all kind of disappointed. But then Reverend Dunkley talked about, actually, in our hearts, we should say, it's okay, Mother, you should rest. Like, that's the best thing we want for you, to be able to rest and know that we will take responsibility. So then I thought about True Mother in her age and what she's going through, and I thought to myself, like, that's what it means to have the heart of a filial child. To want, much as we want to see her, what's best for her is for her to rest and improve her health. And then I thought about the special grace that is coming that Auntie Gloria explained. And I know sometimes, because we know this is when we are forgiven for all the things that have happened in the past and, you know, in the present, and we're making new resolves. And sometimes we think, oh, since everything is going to be forgiven, so then I can do anything. You know, there's some people who think like, oh, since we're going to be forgiven, I can do whatever I want. And then I thought to myself, well, I recalled Reverend Dunkley saying when the reason why True Mother isn't able to come, she was offering so much Jongsung that it weighed on her. And even in the hospital, it was just found there was nothing physically wrong, that she was just really, really exhausted. Like, that was the diagnosis. And so I thought, so the reason why she's in that state is because she's carrying the burden of all that we have done. So if we're forgiven for everything, then who's carrying the weight, the burden of our sin or our shortcomings and our fallen nature? Who is indemnifying all that? And it's a True Mother. And I thought so. So I was telling God, like, let us take responsibility for ourselves. Like, I need to take responsibility for my own issues. So if each one of us just takes responsibility for our own issues, right? Like, if I deal with my own problems, the issues I have in my family, maybe with my spouse, with my parents, with my siblings, then slowly by slowly the weight on her shoulders will be lifted. And so that really made me think about like my portion of responsibility. And when mother says, you're the pure water and you must purify or clarify everything, that starts with myself. So I have to start internally clarifying myself and then go on to my family and moving on forward. So that's what I was feeling in my heart. And then I remember when I came back that evening, I got sick. And I was sick, I don't know, my throat was dry, and when I tried to eat something, I would feel like there's stabbing pains in my stomach. Like the moment I put something in my mouth, I'd feel like something is stabbing me. And it didn't make much sense because in Las Vegas, I was eating everything and I was fine. So I was like, oh, why do I feel so sick? What's going on with me? And I thought to myself, oh, I wonder how it was for, True Mother. I wonder how her health is doing. And I think by then I didn't really know the extent of how she was unwell. So I thought to myself, like, maybe this is me, God giving me my responsibility in this small way. If I can endure the sickness, if I can pray for True Mother despite it, then He can also give comfort to her. So that night, I wasn't feeling very well, so I decided to pray, and I did I think it was Chon Shimon Vigil, and I was praying. We have a little altar in the house. And as I was praying for True Mother, slowly and gradually, I started to feel much better. And at the end of the prayer, my stomach wasn't hurting anymore. And I thought to myself, it seems such a small thing. Like I could have taken it personally, like, oh no, my stomach is hurting. But because I was able to think about True Mother's health in that moment and pray for her, she gave me back the grace of healing. And I thought these are the ways in which we can live in attendance to true parents in our daily lives, in the small things, right? Even in sickness and in health. So for me, it was a really moving experience, and I could feel that my heart was open. There were times when I would just burst into tears that don't make any sense, but I felt like my heart was really being washed. So I'm profoundly grateful for the experience. Thank you.